Strategic performance management, this is really where the rubber hits the road and where you as a leader can make a very strong difference in the outputs and the productivity that you get from the members of your team. By having strong and powerful conversations, you can actually make a difference between low or very little output, average results and output, and actually very high levels of output and results. If you want to get this right, probably the first thing that you may want to focus on is actually acknowledging that strategic performance management is a business critical issue. And like with all business critical issues, it warrants quite a bit of time. So it's okay to spend a lot of time on having performance related conversations with the members of your team. The statement, well, I've got a day job, I don't have time for this, is not acknowledging the importance of strategic performance management as a business critical issue. The second thing we would recommend for organizations is, in regards to strategic performance management, start to ignore best practices, because there is no general best practice in this space. If you want to get performance management right, you actually need to develop a performance model that is right for your organization, which actually combines the cultural reality of your organization, the strategic objectives of your plan. And such a performance model will explain for the leaders in the organization and for the rest of the organization what does actually good performance mean in our context, and how do we want to drive that as an organization. The third thing we would recommend to practice in regards to strategic performance management is focus less on the process and the systems and focus more on one-on-one conversations. Strategic performance management is about having one-on-one meaningful conversations between leaders and the members of their teams. Having courageous conversations. If things need to be said, they have to be said. And we know from our research that also in Australia, many leaders shy away from doing that. But if you want to effectively drive performance and increase the productivity of your team, you need to have those conversations. That will lead to the best outcomes and is actually well received by your team members as well. And lastly, we would recommend, if you have had those courageous conversations and you have been able to identify things that are going really well and things that need to be improved over time, that you would also back that up with your reward management. So dare to be differentiating in terms of rewards. If you have excellence in your team, if you have great levels of productivity, reward that. And if you are wanting of that, and if you feel that the level of productivity and excellence is not sufficient, give that communication, but not only in a verbal sense, but also dare to back that up with your reward management.